I have not read the entire social media bill. I've only seen snippets, but I know for sure that the bill is not perfect. And if the bill is not perfect, that means it should not be passed. I know there are definitely going to be good aspects of the bill, and I know there are definitely going to be bad aspects of the bill. From the top of my head, bad aspect of the bill, I know we should never condone anything like hate speech. There should be consequences, but it is too much for you to say people should die by hanging because of hate speech. I think that consequence is too grave. So we need to look into that. So the fact that the entire bill is not perfect means it should never be passed. They need to go back to the drawing board and know exactly what they're doing. And a lot of the parts of that bill is already in our constitution in different bills. So it is like tautology. Why are we doing that? So they need to definitely sieve it and know exactly what they're trying to attack, focus on that, know the kind of weight of the consequences, and not make it look like they're trying to shut down the entire free speech, the entire thing that we base our democracy on. So that's just it.
But I mind my business. I don't interfere into, things that don't pay me. But if you're saying if they want to shut it down or pretty much control the internet, maybe for the wrong things that are being put out there, yes. But to cut it off completely, no. So whoever is in charge, don't do that, because we get paid a lot, Don't do that, sour ma.
Oh, okay. So as regards the social media bill that the Senate is working on, like, I think it's not a good idea. Like, I think it's not really a good idea because it's going to deprive a lot of people the right to like freedom of expression and all of that stuff. So I don't want them to look into it at all. Like, they need to just scrap that whole thing. Like, it's messed up, really. Yeah, that's my take on that, basically.
I feel that would I say it's quite not the right time, but as the case may be, sometimes change is not easily accepted. So I think it is not a totally bad idea, but I feel that it's probably not just the right time.
Well, this is Nigeria, and in order not to shade ourselves out here, the social media bill right now is on second reading, right? Hasn't been passed into law. I feel it's trampling on our rights to our views. It's our opinion. Social media, you go there and you put out whatever you think. It's a personal thing. It's your opinion. That's why it's an opinion. So if you're putting a bill to regulate it, it's like telling me what to say and how to say it. So social media is out there for me to say whatever I feel like saying, putting a picture I want to put out without any restriction, right? But if you're coming in, it's like coming to stop me from talking because you feel that whatever I'm saying is getting to you in one way or the other. But I feel it should be totally stopped. Hashtag social media bill should be aborted. Thank you.
I think it's really ridiculous because that means you're trying to, what's the word now? You're trying to, that's the only freedom we have as youth. That's the only freedom we have as people generally. Our freedom of expression is like they're trying to take that away from us. So I think it's totally ridiculous. I don't think the bill is going to be able to be passed. If it has been passed already, I think it's totally ridiculous. Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. I don't think it makes sense. You can't, it's freedom of speech. I know, right? It doesn't make sense. I mean, they need it. They need it. I mean, the government needs it. It doesn't make any sense.
It's not my cup of tea, really. I feel there are other pressing needs at the moment. So social media bill is not what should be on the front burner right now. There are so many other things that are pressing in Nigeria than for us to put this one on our head. That's just my own take.
My take on the social media bill they're about to pass, sorry to use the word, that's bullshit. And I've already signed my big no on it, and I hope it doesn't come to pass. This is democracy, freedom of expression, freedom of speech. We do not let them turn down our voices. Yeah, so it's a no for me.
Well, I think the social media bill they want to buy, I think it is freaking not cool. It's not going to help a lot of us out there who are entertainers. So I said no to social media bill. Yes.
If anyone wants to imprison you, the first thing they'll try to do is control your mind and shut you up. That's the easiest way. And to me, that's exactly what they're trying to do. So, you have no idea how bad this thing is. But say no to the social media bill, most definitely.
I really do not like it because it's going to limit us from talking, our freedom of speech. We wouldn't have to say what we want to say anymore. So everyone will be scared. So I really do not like it. I really do not like it.
So when it comes about the social media issue, the hate speech that the government is trying to force on us, I think it's not really nice. Like it shouldn't be acceptable because we're actually running a democracy. So we're supposed to have a freedom of speech. We're supposed to speak our mind. Yeah, to an extent actually, because nobody's trying to be rude, but I think the way they are trying to do this is just to favor themselves because they already know what they are into, they already know what they are doing to us. And they know that when we go ahead to protest and to say some stuffs against it, we're going to obviously hurt their feelings. So I think that's why they're trying to trap us, you understand. So I don't accept it. It's not nice at all. Thank you.
There are ways you can limit people's freedom, but you can't just take their freedom away from them. Just like that. I mean, freedom is freedom at the end of the day. Yes, there has to be some form of checks and balances here and there, but I feel doing that is infringement on our human rights.
Passing right now, they better not pass that thing, because I don't understand. I mean, I just feel like there are like really serious issues in Nigeria that needs to be tackled. I mean, all these things, yeah, maybe one or two people go on social media, I mean, drop fake news and all that, people rant and all that. But I feel like if the country is good, yeah, people won't need to rant. The people are ranting and people are angry because the country is not so good. So how about you guys take care of the country, make the economy better, standard of living up it very well, make the basic amenities available, and it just, the ranting and all the hate speech and everything would definitely reduce. So I feel there are like really lots of serious issues that needs to be tackled in Nigeria, and social media, wherever, I don't think it's part of them really. That's my take. Thank you.
Well, I think in reference to the social media bill thing, it's too late. You know, it's too late to do something like that, but it's not a bad effort to be taken. At least one thing has to be taken. So if that's the action that's been taken, that's good enough, but it's too late. You know, if they're going to do anything, they should try and make social media a little more child-friendly. And I think it should be able to work for everyone.
Oh, well, truthfully, I haven't really had time to understand fully what the bill is about or what they're trying to implement, but I'm sure the government of the day is intelligent enough to know what is good for its people and what is not good for its people. So it hasn't been passed yet, but I hope whatever is passed will be good enough for us to consume, because I'm sure we need control. Nigerians go overboard with whatever we do. Whatever we do, we need control. So when it comes to social media, I'm sure we need control, believe me. So whatever the government is doing, whatever they are deliberating on, I'm sure it will come out eventually really nice.
Well, to be honest, if I wasn't in this business, I don't care much for social media, to be honest. I can't say I dislike social media because, you know, it's done a lot for us, especially in the entertainment business. But I think whatever bill they need to pass to keep it safe, to keep it decent, and to be able to have everyone look at it, including our children, without us having heart attacks, is a good thing.
My take is the government are already putting us through a lot of struggles when it comes to the financial status of this country. I don't understand why they're trying to add more. Leave us the little bit we are using to solve our little problems by laughing. You want to take that away? That's just, it's incredible. It's horrific. I don't understand it. It's horrible.
The social media bill, forgive my grammar, is bullshit. I think we have more pressing issues to tend to, than trying to shut our mouths, you know. The answer is not shutting our mouths, because if I make a switch, make una understand. You understand? You get as you go be, we go start to, and I mean, you can call this a hate speech. You get as you go be, you go fish shut our mouth, but we go start to use our hands. We go use our legs, because we no go agree. You understand? That shit, forgive my grammar, what did they try to? No be where we supposed to be that, you get. They should be focused on trying to correct it. It's not so hard to correct the country. You understand? Leaders have to be involved in the leading process. You know, if you just go sit down somewhere, just tell people, make them do. As a leader, you guys do, make them follow you do. You understand? And if the country is not going in that direction, then shutting up, they no go fish shut them out. That one me, I know, I mean, because they try to do that one, we go use our hand, we go burn somewhere. Forgive me. But they vex, we don't vex now.
That's social media bill. That's the most ridiculous and the most stupid bill that will ever come across the House of the National Assembly. And I'm happy that certain lawmakers representing us are against it. And for those who are still not, I'm so disappointed. And I get where they are coming from. They just want to be defensive and protect their irresponsibilities. So what I'll say is this: every Nigerian, you should take it very serious, because every right you see, whatever trends on Twitter that we go out to protest against is going to be shut down. So basically, this is the point where we need to come out en masse, not regardless, not only on Twitter, but in real life, tell them that we know what's happening. We look past every other allocations granted to them to take care of us, our constituency. They've eaten it, they keep siphoning it, but this have to actually deal with us, so we need to step out. No jokes. If you know they hear pitching, what they are say, no play, this bill go scatter us. May everybody fall out, most scatter everywhere. May they know say we need a joke, because the youth, they take us for granted. They think that today wear fine suit, now me our work. Me, I wear fine suit based on logistics, but on a good day, now hustle I be, and I know why anything go stop me from hustling the way I want hustle. And my hustle on social media, so I'm against that bill. That bill is rubbish. And if I must use any swear word, that bill is fucking rubbish. I don't get time to yarn again.
That they're trying to stop is it pretty much the bill will is taking out like the freedom of speech that we have online. So for me, I feel like it's just a way to be more corrupt. You know, you're not doing your job and you don't want us to talk about you not doing your job because you don't want the world to know that you're not doing your job. So it's just more corruption. So I'm not sure if it's a bill for the world or just in Nigeria. I think it's just Nigeria, right? Obviously. So yeah.
My take on the social media bill. First of all, it's trash. It doesn't make any single sense. I think it doesn't make sense to take away our power, which is literally our only power right now. With social media, we can correct wrongs, we can make our statements without being scared, and people listen to us. Social media has helped lives. It's helped my life, helped a couple of people, so I know that it's trash. The bill is trash, so don't do it. Say no to social media bill.
Actually, I just woke up one morning and I saw something like that trending on Twitter. And without being asked to join the trend, without being asked to push for say no to this social media bill, I mean, for someone like me, I mean, social media is my life. I mean, that's what made me who I am today. Not really though, but yeah, I mean, I started my whole career on social media. So I feel free. Social media is somewhere I want to express myself. I want to say it how it is. I want to give it to you, because if I don't give you, how will you take it ahead? So now if they not come and say they want to control, we'll not be able to give you again. So that means you will not be able to take it again. So me, I just believe is I don't want to say it's a devilish way of control, but I just feel it's not, it doesn't even sound right to be able to control people's freedom. Social media is supposed to be somewhere you're free to express yourself. And let's try to keep it that way. Thank you.
My take on the social media bill, I think it's absolutely ridiculous. There was one senator that stood up against it, and he voiced exactly my concerns. You know, a lot of people just cover their eyes to things that doesn't affect them, but when it does affect them, nobody will stand up for you. And I think that it really does hold against our fundamental rights of expression. I get their concerns about fake news, but I don't think that cutting off social media is the right way to go about it. So I absolutely oppose it. But I hope that the government, in their humane, reason with us and don't try to pass that bill.
The social media bill they want to pass, I think it's absolute bullshit in the sense that, it sort of limits and also affects freedom of expression to an extent, And, doing that actually sort of, tramples upon people's fundamental human rights, which, that's going to be the beginning, of the end of freedom of speech and freedom of the press. So I feel like it should be a bill that should be scrapped totally, to actually ensure that we are not in the likes, in the likes of Iraq and Iran and, another war-ridden countries, pretty much.
I think it's extreme because, they'll have their reasons, because there's a lot of bad going around. There's people committing suicide just because they don't have the right amount of followers or because people don't like their pictures enough. And I don't think that's a measure of self-worth. to be honest, the media space was made to appeal to a lot of people at the same time. And that's what it's for. It's not to judge your self-worth or gauge your the importance of your life. To be honest, you can never really compare that. So I don't know, there's good and there's bad still. So depends on how you look at it. But I feel like they should let it be and then just give people a reorientation about how to go about using the social media space. This is what it should, because there's a lot of power to it. It can be used for good and it can work to the detriment of an individual.